Hello and welcome to MGP276. I'm Kev, and with me as ever there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Pab, you pervert. What's that all about?
Hello. Yeah, where did it go?
Hello, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pab's here.
One of them weeks.
Goodness me. So how are we all? We all know how Pab is, but how's everybody else on this fine evening?
Splendid.
All right.
I've got a new game for us to play. Don't worry, it's not a video game. We're not going there yet. But I have a little game for us to play right up front at the start of the show. It's called "What Day Do You Think Kev will remember to upload the podcast this week?"
Yeah. Let's all try and remind you tomorrow.
Well, I'm not here tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Birmingham for Comic-Con, so it definitely won't be out on Saturday. So, what do we think I'm going to remember on Sunday? Is anyone going to remind me on Sunday?
Yes.
Perhaps going to remind me.
If I know it, you were going to make that same mistake again the week after. I would have remembered the other Saturday.
I'm just I'm a busy man these days.
Yeah, no, that's
pork and beans. I don't have
Comic-Con on tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to Birmingham Comic-Con tomorrow.
It's my wife's birthday. I should probably let her know that that's an option. Although I probably would have needed to buy tickets.
Yeah, I imagine it's slightly sold out at this point.
Ah, well, we'll go watch them turn the lights on in Peterborough then.
Oh, well, that does sound like the better option. I'm so jealous.
By the way, not just normal street lights.
So yeah, apologies for the last couple of weeks of not to you lot, to the listener.
I haven't noticed. I don't listen to this.
But apologies that the podcast has been a little bit sporadic on its release schedule. We have been recording them on time, but nobody's been remembering to release them. So
normally it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got into a good recording rhythm again, but it's just a pain in the trousers to get them edited and uploaded at the moment, because this new way we do it, I mean, this is scintillating radio for anyone listening, this new way we do it takes a little bit longer, and I don't care for it. But anyway, enough of all that. I've almost pulled off Bret the Hitman Hart's left foot, and I need to put him down so that I don't ruin him.
Don't start pulling him off.
Video games. Who's been playing video? I've played 3 different video games this week, everybody.
You have not played video games.
Today's hot new release.
Is there a hot new release today?
Yeah, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
Oh, so no then was the answer to my question.
Oh, come on. Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 was an outstanding game. And this one seems awesome too so far.
Go on, tell us all about it. You're obviously very eager to.
Like today, as I say, so I haven't played like extensive hours of it. I played like an hour and a bit. You can tell that when they made the first one, they didn't know that any of the other characters were going to be particularly popular in the mainstream. But this one starts with Guardians of the Galaxy because they're obviously now the big old favourites. And it has some awesome features in it. I can't remember the name. I think it's Krang the Destroyer is the villain. Something like that. And so it's got a lot of time traveling bits to it. And so one of the features as a result of that is Groot has a little machine. So he's baby Groot all the time unless you press a button, and he uses his special ability and then becomes adult Groot and has different abilities and stuff like that, because he's basically speeding up time for himself specifically. Apparently lots of different characters can do that. They can alter time and play with time and reverse scenes and investigate things and also. So it's very timey-wimey. And the whole game's set across space and time, apparently. So it's much more epic than the previous ones. It seems to be... for these games that are meant to be kiddie games, I spent 20 minutes trying to solve a puzzle earlier. Maybe because I was also eating a pizza at the same time, I wasn't really paying attention.
I don't know. I remember you streaming it the first time round with this game.
Yeah.
And we watched you not able to solve a puzzle. So I don't think it's anything to do with the pizza.
Well, this one was just find some pieces. What's his name? Nick Fury was placing a phone call, and it just kept saying Nick Fury is calling, and I just over and over again while I was trying to find all the pieces around the mansion that they're in. I had to go to Spider-Gwen's room, Pab.
Yes.
Yeah. He was in there, gave a little tutorial about whatever it is that her pink wardrobe does, and she lets you unlock cheats and stuff. I had a bit of a chat with her. I'm guessing there's a canonical reason why she lives in the mansion with the other Avengers.
Not to mind.
I've not read any of that stuff, so
maybe.
They acted like it was some, it was like a throwback type thing. They're like, "Oh, why is she still living here?" Oh, comics that you can unlock to read as well, which maybe that will explain it. Who knows? I quite like just a little bits I've seen so far. Star-Lord flies around with his jetpack, whatever like it is in films. Rocket Raccoon guns. It's just what you expect from this sort of game. The story just seems like it's absolutely humongous. It's got really good reviews. Better review next week, I suppose, because I can't really talk too much more about what I did for an hour and a half.
I take it's got the voice acting in it still.
Do you know, that is actually a really good question. It's not the voice actors for the original characters. No, it doesn't sound anything like them.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be the cinematic universe people, but it is still voice, though.
Still voice, yeah. It doesn't sound right in some characters' cases. I guess with Groot, for example, he's not bassy enough, but then he's supposed to be younger, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah. It's just a little bit odd hearing Rocket Raccoon talk with a slightly different voice and Star-Lord as well.
You're not going to get the actors, and you don't want it to be the way they did with like the Jurassic World one or the Lord of the Rings, or where they just took sample the audio from the movies and put it in.
Well, they could have done that with Groot. I mean, there's only 3 words.
Yeah, but it's
but imagine the price they'd have to pay Vin Diesel for those 3 words. It'd be an absolute fortune.
What about that? I think he'd be on like a $5 a word or something. Just be a film. We'll pay you a $5 for every word you say, and then they stung him with that. Just like, boom, lucky.
Splendid. Well, I was trying to tell everyone about the 3 exciting games I've played this week before Sheepdog so rudely interrupted.
I'm going to guess it's Football Manager 2018, Football Manager Touch, and is there a 3rd version of Football Manager out?
Maybe.
Oh, God.
I have indeed played Football Manager 2018, Football Manager Touch 2018, and Football Manager Mobile 2018.
Oh, it's not the same thing.
I actually know that. I was being sarcastic, but go on. Enlighten us.
They're all good, aren't they? I'm 100 hours into Football Manager 2018 now, which I'll let Pab tell me how much he loves in a minute, because I've noticed it's on his list. And then there's Football Manager Touch, which is the scaled-down one for old men. And then there's the mobile one, which is for teenagers. Yeah, I quite liked Touch. It was quite good.
What does the mobile one contain? I saw it on the shop for like £9, is it?
Yeah, I think it's $8.99. Yeah, it's basically, it feels a lot like a data pack for Championship Manager 0102 put on a phone. So
that's not too shabby then.
Yeah, it's great fun, really fast paced. It's a sort of game where you could probably do a season in like 2 or 3 hours, like on the old Championship Manager games. But it has the 2D match engine, and it has all the up-to-date data and stuff, and it has a decent feature set for a little mobile game, and it's a cool little game.
Shocked. I might have to get this then.
It's very different from the other 2. Very, very different.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pab, you've been playing FM18, haven't you?
I've played a small amount.
And are you
100 hours?
100 hours on that version. Yeah.
I'm on 4, and I think at least 2 of them was 4 hours, just 4 total.
The way you said it, I mean, I'm probably the only person who heard it that way around, but yeah, carry on.
Just 4 hours.
I've done more than that since tea time.
And he only just had his tea.
Yeah, based on what I've been playing, but I'll get to this now, right? So I've played about 4 hours. I've never felt like an old person ever in games, but this is just like I don't know where anything is. I don't know what the buttons do. I'm like I don't understand.
There's one button that you just press the space bar.
No, trust me. Well, right. Anecdote 1. I spent half an hour trying to find out where the button was to have the assistant manager pick the team. I couldn't find it. I don't know where the button is. That's what I'm meant to do.
On the
I
team
just pick
picking
it
team, it just has a big button that says quick pick on it. Just click that, and it picks quickly.
Right, okay. So
He thought that was for pictures.
here's my conundrum with this.
Right.
My initial thing comes up emails. Do you want any people to play in the reserve team, whatever it is, under 18s or whatever it is? Do you want any first team to play in that? I went. So in my head, I went, if they're not playing, sure, put them in. Yes, all.
I know exactly what you've done here, you silly
I
bear.
clicked all. So
This is a rookie mistake.
Okay. And then I went, okay, then let's have a friendly just to see how the players are. Have a first team versus the under 18s. So all my first team squad were playing for the under 18s.
Yeah, because you just told them to, you numbnut.
Yeah, and I couldn't undo it.
No, of course you can't.
So I was like, but I had no other players to pick. I think I picked people off the street to play for the first team.
Yeah.
None of them fit in the right position. They all had no stats on them at all. No real people, all made up people. I don't know who they were.
Imagine how glorious it'd have been if you'd have beaten your own first team, though, with a bunch of people off the streets.
The under 18s with the full first team in only just won.
Who were you managing? Bolton?
No, I was managing. I've gone the non-league route like Kev does. I've picked Salford. I think Salford's the closest one to me, so I went, right, okay.
You know what you need, Pab, and if only such a thing was out there, what you need is some handsome bearded man to sit down the moment the game comes out and live stream like their first 4 hours without any from the moment it loads up all the way through to like October, showing you absolutely every click they do. If only that existed on my channel.
A good point, because your streams aren't edited, are they?
Exactly. And that first stream, from the day it came out, was me getting lost and trying to find the buttons because they've all moved.
That might be something I might have to look into then, because I'm going to have to start again. I can't fathom out how to turn... I can't turn...
It was a friendly, Pab.
Sorry?
It was a friendly. I have to start again.
No,
click
I
continue.
I can't unpick the first team for the under 18s. They're playing 3 games a week at the minute, and I can't get them.
You can definitely do that. They're not just picked forever.
No, I pick them and said,
Promote
keep playing
them all.
until the match fit. So I keep playing until the match fit, but they're knackered because they're playing games on the Saturday or Sunday, and they're playing on the Monday or Tuesday.
Sounds like you need to do the sheepdog system and bring in 400 trialists. Then you're not going to have that problem.
Exactly.
I also set it up so that I don't do anything. So
That's the spirit.
I set it up. I don't want anything to do. I just
Right.
bring the players in, bring everything in, do it all yourself. I just get emails telling me someone's coming in. I went, all right, thanks.
Pab, let a grown-up get involved, because this does tie in to my 3 games. You need to be playing Football Manager Touch.
I think I do.
Football Manager Touch takes away all of the extra complicated stuff that us nerds like me really like for the immersion of it. And literally all you're going to have to do in Football Manager Touch, you still get the full graphics engine, so it's still pretty as Football Manager can be. You still get to do all your transfers and your scouting and pick your team, but you don't have to get bogged down in team dynamics and match preparation and press conferences and team talks and things like sending your players down to the reserves and never being able to get them back. You don't have to worry about any of that. And just play that for a season. And then when you feel like a big boy who's ready to graduate, then load back up for FM18 whilst watching my 4-hour launch day live stream.
Okay.
Because that will take you through what I do step by step when I start a save.
Yeah, okay, I might do that. I've actually got it. I already own it now, apparently.
Yeah, it comes with the main game.
Okay, so and I have to message you, didn't I, last Friday when I said, what leagues do I want?
Yes.
I just put them all on, and then it had like a 1-star thing. I didn't see the stars until Sheepdog told me. I went, that's not going to go anywhere, is it?
I don't know. You've got a fancy gaming PC, haven't you? I
was having them all.
It's working out.
Go on.
I say it works out the specs you're using, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not just saying this will be 1 star for everyone. It's saying your machine is going to die. So there is no way that was going to work.
It might do. I know plenty of people who load every league, and it runs a little bit. Mine only runs at 3-star because I have so many leagues loaded.
Yeah, I set to there's like a setting to do either playable or just viewable or something like that. So I set some to just viewable because I thought I'm not going to play in like the Welsh, whatever league or certain leagues which I'm never going to play in that league. Well, I probably could do, but so I was like, I'll just set a few to not playable, just viewable, and it came right back up. I think I got it back up to 3 stars. So
does that let you buy players from those leagues if they're viewable?
Yeah.
Unless you can't play in them, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It basically it'll just allocate games played and goals scored to them, but it's not actually simulating the matches. On all the playable leagues, it's running every single match that's played through the game engine and getting the AI involved, whereas on non-playable leagues, it's just kind of making it all up in the background to save processing power.
There you go. So I do want to play more of it. I really do, but I am on real pressure at the minute to maintain levels in Destiny.
Your boss is standing over you, is he?
It's like a job. It's like a job at the minute.
What, Destiny?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just playing it all the time just to get that number up. I'm 288 now, power level. And it's more than adequate. I was like yesterday, I don't even want to play it anymore. I was like, I just don't want to play. And so like, come and play it. I was like, all right.
When the fun stops, stop.
Yeah, come on.
Well, we started the raid. We did the raid in the week. We started doing the raid on Wednesday. And that's not easy. That is a really difficult thing in the game. It's near impossible. The amount of coordination and timing and synchronicity you got with all your six players in the actual level is insane.
It's a young man's game, though, mate.
We got through one checkpoint. We got to the second one. I don't even know what it's called, but we basically had to split up into teams. There's like 4 platforms. You had to drop the platform, stand it on them, and then two of the platforms have a ball that appear in the middle, in front of it. So 2 people have to pick up the balls. They then go into it like an outer ring of this circle that they have, and they have to jump through some hoops. But to get the hoops to open, you have to trigger them with the 2 arrows that you have to shoot synchronized outside the 2 people that are outside these pillars. And then once they're through, you have to do a full lap of the area and then dunk the ball that they picked up into the middle ring. But there are 10 like baskets you've got to put these hoops in. You've got to do it 10 times. And it's
Isn't that just Destiny all over, though?
No, it is insanity. The amount it's so difficult. It's so difficult. No, it's all about this is next level stuff. But we got through, like I said, one checkpoint. But the problem is it resets every week. You have a week to complete the raid. You can get I think there's 3 or 4 checkpoints in the actual thing. So we're not going to do it this week, but we know what we're doing for the next time we try it. But I think I can't go any higher realistically. I can go higher because the roof is 3 or 5 on Destiny, power level that is. But I don't have no intent in getting there realistically now. I just think I can be playing other things. So,
what else could you play?
I've played all sorts of stuff. I could play Super Mario Odyssey.
That wasn't sarcasm. I was giving you a.
Yeah, I thought you were just leading me.
I could play anything.
For something else. Yeah,
I was trying to, but you acted like I'd insulted you.
Yeah. No, I've gone back to Odyssey, and I've not played. I've played probably about no more than an hour more of it, but every single time I put it on, it's a feel-good game, unbelievably feel-good game. I just smiled. I did it tonight. I turned it on, and I did one thing, and I was like, "This is amazing! I cannot believe what they are doing with the mechanics in this game." To just gives me a grin every time. I just want to just put it on and just smile at it because it's so cool. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I've hardly touched it realistically in the grand scheme of things, but it is absolutely amazing. I love it.
Splendid. Anna, what have you been playing?
Not a lot.
I find that hard to believe. I've met you.
I've got uni work.
You have been.
Out my ears.
You've been working really rather hard on this university lark. I don't care for it. You're just always beavering away, taking it rather seriously.
What I'm supposed to do?
Well, it's not what I did.
Real crimes have you solved now? All of them?
No. The hardest crime is trying to find out the assignments actually mean. I swear to you, I have no idea what I am doing. It's quite funny trying to work out what. Like I sit there with my piece of paper that's got the assignment on and go, I don't know. I've no idea how to do this, but somehow I produce work, so something's going on. I don't know if it's the right work, but it's some kind of work. So
we went to that uni. They don't care if it's the right work. They just weigh it.
They do just weigh it. That's all that's involved.
I don't think they weigh it.
Well, not like we're any fancy gubbins. They just hold it in their hand, and if it feels like it would be a hard read, then they give it a good grade.
I hope they don't do that, because mine's not that. Like, I have the words, I just don't have.
You've used that ultralight paper, haven't you, again?
I use a smaller font.
We were chiseling ours into stone back in the day, just to give it an extra bit of weight.
Oh, I bet you were. I don't know. It's like, at the moment, I have to do a patchwork poster. I don't even know what that means.
What does that mean?
Exactly! Produce a patchwork poster. Okay, what now? I thought, like, you stopped doing posters in, like, year 9. But obviously not.
I think you are supposed to. We have had this. We've had this conversation. I don't understand why you've been asked to do a poster. I just don't understand how this is a piece of degree level work.
Because everybody produces differently, Kevin. You've been trained to teach. You should know this. You can't make a fish climb a tree.
What?
They kept shouting at me when I was training to be a teacher.
Who was shouting that at you?
I know what they mean. Stop trying to make fish climb trees.
Okay. That's a different one.
They just wanted to be up high. I don't know.
Snoop Dogg's drinking again. Clearly.
I'm not, though. That's the thing. This is what I'm like now. I'm sober. Crime for me. I've been harassing a company this week, which is unlike me. But this is a genuine crime. On the radio, they've been advertising this app that they say is new, but I've looked it up and it came out like 6 months ago, or nearly a year ago even, called Snatch. Have you heard of it?
No.
The idea of Snatch is it's an augmented reality treasure hunt game.
Oh yeah, I heard this. I installed it.
Right, so it is a proper con. Like, it's so naughty and bent. Right, so the idea is you load it up. Is nearby. Now, if you're out and about, you can walk to those boxes and then collect them all up. You can collect up 6 at a time, and as you level up, you can collect more. You've got to hold on to the box for 6 hours without somebody else coming and snatching it from you. Now, I don't really get why anyone would want to snatch off other people, other than it being the point to an extent. But you can wander door to door, like around your streets, and pick up your own boxes and meet your capacity quite easily, and then just sit there for 6 hours waiting for them to open. And when they open, they can be anything from a range of like in-game currency, like coins and gems, to real-world prizes. So I won £1. You can win like free access to Now TV, Apple Watches, Nintendo Switches, all sorts of stuff like that. So I was kind of like, it's a fun game to play just as I'm out and about and I'm going about my business. If you're miles away from, so I was at work and I could see that there were like 20 boxes in my sort of nearby on the map, but I couldn't walk to any of them because I was at my desk. But you could get their Grabatron 3000, which you bought with in-game currency, and then you could grab some boxes nearby. Now, my problem with it is this is advertised everywhere at the moment because they're obviously doing a big push to gain users, but realised that people cotton on pretty quickly that there's absolutely no incentive to rob each other. So I have a little Pokemon Go group that I'm in, and everyone in that group also started playing this game. I didn't know this. I'd got it because I'd heard it on the Chris Moyles show, but I asked in the group, and it turned out most of the people that I'd seen playing it were people in this group. But what we've deduced is that one of the people that constantly snatches for everybody else is actually a bot. It's on the game 24/7, no matter where you are, and it always tries to rob you blind. So I've got to points in this game where I've had all 6 boxes. They've got an hour left on them. I turn the game on to have a quick look at it, and suddenly all 6 of my boxes have been robbed by the same character every single time. And I've messaged them to say either somebody's, hacking this like they do with Pokemon Go and other games where you just set up a bot on your phone and send it off into the world, or they're actively playing their own game. Because obviously the incentive for them to do that is if you're a bit silly, you'll buy in-game currency with real money and try and win the prizes that way. But obviously I'd only had the game a day, so I was kind of like, I'm not into this enough at all to even consider giving them anything. But the whole sell is that they want you to spend £1 on coins or £5 on coins or up to £70 on coins or whatever. And then if someone tries to rob you, you can fight them off by spending 30 coins, or you can make your character hide for an hour by spending 100 coins. But if you just turn the app off, you'll turn it back on and you'll have been robbed because it doesn't go off when you turn it off. So, I feel like that's a crime you can go and sort out with your anti abilities, because I want to know where this bot's coming from and I want to shut down their computers, because at the moment I've uninstalled the game in a hissy fit. Because, as I say, I had like so many boxes and I'd just been checking it every now and again, defending them, and then suddenly this bot logged who plays it with me were like, yeah, they're just taking all of ours as well. So either it is a bot or it's a person who's spending like 70 quid a day on the game and is absolutely addicted. It just makes no sense.
Excellent.
Have we got any more games then from anybody? I haven't got the list in front. Oh, go on, tell us about your new game then.
I got LA Noire.
Tell us about your new game. You must have misheard me there. Don't tell me about the 5-year-old game that you've been playing.
Okay.
No, go on.
I got LA Noire again.
But why?
Because I can remember getting it before and not finishing it, and I couldn't for the life of me remember why, and now I remember it. It's just insane.
Shit, because we only had one review copy and none of us finished it.
I finished it.
Okay, well, I think we rushed it. It was back in the early days, wasn't it?
This was before
we rented it off Love Film. It was when we had to do it in a week because we were renting stuff off Love Film.
It's because it had to go back to Love Film. I just assumed Anna was there then. But Christ, that is an old game. Wow. God, remember when we used to do that? We used to get games, Anna, and I'd rent it. We'd be like, right, you've had your days, give it over. We'd be like, but I'm not finished yet. And the arguments. Proper ones, only the odd black eye. But no, how is it 5 years on? Does it get any more HD like?
Yeah, so they've given new textures and whatnot and some new lighting. But, it's just boring. Like, this is what happened. Go here, go and talk to this person. So it's just like crime scene. Yep. Then it's just go and talk to a few people. Yep. And then, like, for some unknown reason, I managed to solve the case. I don't know how, because the man comes over and goes, "This is what happened, and this is how you solved it." I'm like, "Did I? Okay, thanks." Oh God! But yeah, it was like, pardon?
Game by changing the wording on one of the buttons, so you thought you were. I can't remember the word now. Was it like? It told you to, I don't know, push a bit harder, but it made it sound really subtle.
Oh, yeah, so you have so the facial thing where if, they're lying and stuff, it's like, be a bad cop, be good cop, or accuse. And it's just like, their faces are awful, like no one looks like that. Like the way they portray it. I'm just like, no, there's not, it's just.
This is one of my favourite ever games. I loved this. I really like the fact this is where it was the first Rockstar game that had the if you fail a mission 3 times you get to just skip past it feature that's now in GTA, and because of that it was one of the first games I ever finished.
But how did you ever fail anything? It's all so easy.
You've just explained ways you can fail things.
Yeah, but
I remember
fail. You just don't get the questions right. I don't know. It's weird.
I remember being okay at it, and I enjoyed the running around missions. You're chasing the criminal, you're looking at the crime scene and whatnot, but the talking face-to-face bits where you're interrogating people, like Anna was saying, they were terrible. I remember just thinking, well, the problem was you could say to them, ask them a question, them of lying. If you were pressed accused of lying, you wouldn't accuse them of lying. He'd just pin them against the wall and start screaming in their face, and then they'd run away. And you'd think, that's not what I told you to do at all. I told you to go, I don't believe you. And it just, the reactions never fit the thing that I wanted him to do or what I expected him to do. I think I was only a mission away from finishing it. I watched the end on YouTube, funnily enough.
You're a monster.
You lot are dropping out on me. I can't.
No, I think Sheepdog just stopped talking again.
Yeah, I did. I stopped talking because I've.
Yeah. This is his new thing. He just stops talking midway through a sentence.
Oh, I finished the sentence.
I've never known anyone stop talking so abruptly. It just goes from full flow to complete silence. Really? Right, there you go. No more talking now.
Yeah, this game was less than 30.
Was it?
Yeah, but it's 26 quid.
Wow, actually, this is why I'm not buying it, because Nintendo Tax is giving me 45 quid on the Switch. And I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I really wanted to play. I was like, yeah, I will get that on the Switch. Not for 45 quid, I won't.
Well, there's no missions, isn't there?
Is there?
Switch? Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I guess is if that's what you want. But yeah, I don't like this as much as I thought I would, because I'm doing the crime and that'd be cool. I don't know how they figure things out, but it's not like that. It's just basically looking at their face and see if they're moving their eyes a lot. That's all I'm doing.
No, they don't teach that in Unity, do not, Anna? They don't teach that in Unity.
No, not how
it's on the second year.
Maybe that's year 2, yeah. Look at the eyes. Stare at them. Just get right in the face and stare at them.
The good thing about it is that you can just play one case, and then you can just go on your merry way and do what you want. So you don't have to put. It's not like a game where you would sit down and put hours upon hours in. It's not a normal Rockstar game, because they can take a long while, like GTA and Red Dead. So I like that aspect of it, that I don't have to spend all my free time on doing that for ages. So I'm thankful for that. But so that was out. I put on Skyrim for a little bit.
Some rimming!
Yeah, I keep hearing it. I know it came out on the Switch there, and I thought, I wanna play Skyrim.
Don't talk to me about that. Don't tempt me on it.
But,
people can rim on the bus now. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not paying. I told you, it's Nintendo tax. Nintendo tax is. I'm not paying 50 quid for Skyrim. No way.
300 quid for it. The Switch that's coloured like it.
Now I'm tempted. No. That sounds awesome.
And there's a PS4, actually. I was looking at this picture thinking, right, I see the Switch, but what the hell is this ginormous tablet thing next to it? And it's a PS4 on its side. It's not clear because it's covered in Skyrim stuff, but yeah.
No, so I put that on, but I didn't like it because I'm a vampire and I can't get that.
Not in-game, just that's why you didn't like it.
Yes, in-game. So turn that off. What else have I played this week? I've played some more Assassin's Creed. Massive game, lots to do. Don't know how far I'm into it. Just know that I've got lots more to do. Because every section of that game has 10 side quests that all need doing. Then I want to play them. So I'll play them. So not very far in that at all. And now I'm playing Resident. Because why not? It's one of the first games that came out for the PlayStation 4, and it still looks good, and it's really, really cool, and I like it. and I got a trophy for it today, which I weren't expecting.
How did you possibly get a trophy for Resogun this far?
I don't know.
Still playing it.
For doing something in game. I weren't quite sure what it was, but I did it and got a trophy for it. So
Fair enough.
I do like this game. This game's so like I played it when the PlayStation 4 came out. I'm playing it now. It still looks beautiful. It's just I don't know what it is about this game, but it's fucking good. Just shooting. Like I've played twin stick shooters, but this I don't know what it is. This is just like flashy and it's cool. I like it. Yay for Resogun. Because I think it was free as well, so I never paid.
It was a
Yeah,
PlayStation Plus game
at some point, yeah.
when it first came out as well.
But it can't be a PlayStation Plus game because I don't have PlayStation Plus.
It was the first
right.
PlayStation Plus game when the PlayStation first came out. When the PS4
Yeah, but you need
first came out.
PlayStation Plus
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, but it's been free since then.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm playing it now, so yay for me. It's a great game.
Splendid.
I think that's about it.
Any more games from anybody then?
Oh, yes, one more, quickly.
Go on then.
Speaking of Switch stuff, I bought Rocket League on Switch. That came out this week.
And how much did you pay for that, Pab?
£15.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad then.
Not bad. It is exactly Rocket League. It's slightly down-resed, and it looks down-resed. It looks like a really low resolution Rocket League, but it plays at solid frame rate, which is why I think it is such a low resolution. Because I know the Switch can do higher resolution than that, but the frame rate is absolutely spot on. The online connection is no problems at all. Because I started having problems on on the Xbox and the PlayStation and the PC. I started getting lag issues, and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. But yeah, and the positive is everyone on there is absolutely bobbins. No one can play it at all. So I'm just absolutely cleaning up in there. Absolutely, just I look like a pro in there now. So it's great fun until it connected me up with a load of PC players because it's got like the cross play thing on the Switch, and I got absolutely rinsed. I got battered 9-0. So yeah, I'll try and avoid the PC lot on there from now on. But yeah, it's still Rocket League. If people are wondering if it's any good on the Switch, it really is. It is exactly what you want from Rocket League.
Awesome sauce. Movies and TV this week then, boys and girls.
Let's not talk about Walking Dead because Kevin won't watch it. So
It's not
Walking
strictly
Dead...
true.
Pardon?
I've had a busy week and we haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Because you're always busy because you won't come in and watch it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's your fault.
We'll watch it on Sunday, I imagine.
You say that though, but then you're streaming.
We'll watch it during the day.
So there's children.
Shooty one. It's another guns for an hour.
Oh, is it really?
Just to give you a heads up.
sick.
I know you both were like,
I liked it when it was quiet.
So that'll be 4 episodes in a row of just loads of shooting and not knowing what's going on.
I mean, it's quietening, but I just kind of got to the end of the episode and thought, I think if I hadn't have spoken to you about it, I'd have still reached that conclusion at the end of this episode. But after you saying it, I did think it's getting a bit out of hand. And then 4 episodes in, we're like, yes. I'm pretty sure it has to slow down, like in the next episode or so. Surely they've just got to suddenly focus heavily on Negan and.
Yeah, because we have no idea where they're at. Or
He's just in a room, isn't he? And from his point of view, he's only been in that room for half an hour because the show's just decided to spread after cramming 6 months into like 2 seasons. They decided to go even more insane and cram an afternoon into this season.
Yeah.
It's just getting ridiculous. I reckon the last 3 episodes of the season will probably take place over the same 10 minutes from 12 different bloody perspectives. Could you imagine? They'll all be shooting stuff. It'll just be them all shooting the same point in the middle.
And then it ends with all the bullets colliding with each other in the centre.
I am still watching all my other normal Arrow and Flash and all of them. I wrote an article, I think it was since the last episode, saying that that it's all starting to suck now, really. The writing has really gone downhill in all of them. Trying to be too whimsical and silly and appeal to everyone instead of just being what it is. And I think it'll ride out. They've got Crisis on Earth X coming up, and I'm not really sure what that is because I don't think that's the world that Supergirl lives on. I think that's a completely different world. But it's the 4-part crossover. I'm looking forward to that because I'm hoping that it somehow smushes all the worlds together or something. 20 superheroes in one scene. Surely never such a thing has been achieved.
Sounds very splendid.
I'm looking at it now, and they're all just characters from Arrow and the Arrowverse, so it's not actually... there's no one new there, which is a little bit disappointing. I can't remember whether I told you, but what's his name? Elongated Man? Elastic Man?
Yeah.
Character in the Flash.
Hey.
Right, but feel like they kind of wacky, and I don't see how you couldn't make him wacky, to be fair. He stretches, that's what he does, but he's just this washed up old ex-police officer that Barry used to work with and got sacked because he wasn't responsible enough. But it's just he's adding into this whole, he's a bit misogynistic and a bit of a womanizer, and so it's just another reason for them to bash men for an entire hour, and it's a bit weird. So it's not great. I've got a new show I've been watching, and I want to know if any of you have heard of it or seen it. It's called Toast of London.
Never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it. It was on Netflix. There's 3 seasons of it. It's Matt Berry. Do you remember him from IT Crowd and other stuff?
The man with the voice.
Yeah, that's the one.
Absolute radio talking over stuff. It's basically he's called Steve Toast, and he lives in London. He's an actor, and it's just about him turning up for his acting gigs and doing his voiceover work, and just it's absolutely absurd. It is ridiculously absurd, but I think you'd really like it, Kev, because it's just him. Just like I think one of the first episodes is they had 5 minutes of him just having to repeat the word yes as a voiceover, and it was just ridiculous, the comedy they made out of it. They had a woman in it who she was this beautiful African goddess woman who was going to be tall and stunning and beautiful, but then she'd had plastic surgery and it had gone slightly wrong, and now she looks like Bruce Forsyth with a black left hand. And when she enters, it's just this Bruce Forsyth lookalike with a black glove on his hand. And he's just been in it and out of it throughout the 3 seasons, just as a passing character. He's meant to be this beautiful black woman that everyone loves, and it's just surreal, weird stuff like that. Loads of catchphrases. He's got an arch nemesis called Ray Purchase that every time he goes for a gig, Ray Purchase is there, and he's like, "Oh, Ray bloody Purchase," and they start arguing. And he's been shagging his wife for 20 years or something. I think it's absolutely hilarious, and I don't know how I missed it. I think it came out in 2015, and it's like just done its 3rd season. I think it must have just released the 3rd season. I think because it was in like the things I should watch on Netflix, and I just happened to click it because I saw his beautiful face and thought, well, if it's just a program about him talking, then that's going to be awesome. And it is just him delivering ridiculous lines and being a ridiculous character. But I think you'd enjoy it. I don't know what Anna would think of it.
From what you've described, I suggest Anna would hate it.
Yeah, but you would definitely like it. Episodes like 20 minutes. I think it would tickle you.
Splendid. I do like a 20-minute tickling.
You do.
Do you know?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Has anyone seen The Punisher? Because that's out today.
No.
Nope.
I have no interest in it either.
Apparently getting a few... it's getting docked points for being too violent.
Really?
It's like, what are these people expecting from The Punisher?
Punishments.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't stop mid-sentence then. That was a question.
Well, you did stop mid-sentence, though.
It's meant to be... I'm not seeing it. It's meant to be good, though. People are giving it decent reviews. Although they're saying he's too isolated from the other... Like, someone was moaning that it's just a show about an angry man with a gun, whereas if it in like the comic, it's an angry man with a gun in a world where the Avengers could come and destroy him at any time if they wanted to. That respect, but yeah, I don't know.
Splendid. Has anyone been to see Justice League yet?
Seeing it on Sunday.
I might do. I don't know yet. Might see
You
it tomorrow
might
morning.
do.
I might go see it tomorrow morning. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Saw Thor and
Yeah.
it was fantastic. That's the extent of my review. We talked about it last week. Everything I said about it was right, and somebody mocked me in the comments on our YouTube channel because I'd reviewed a film I hadn't seen rather than letting Pab review it. I was like, oh, it wasn't that bad, but...
we have a YouTube channel? There's
you
comments
upload
on
videos
it?
to it,
I do
apparently,
not.
yeah. Somebody did.
Ah,
Well,
splendid. They're making it onto the internet somehow.
Yeah, they do get uploaded onto YouTube, I think, don't they, as well?
Well, I never.
Yeah.
Right.
What else have I watched? I've started watching Stranger Things.
Yeah.
oh, what do you think of it?
I've watched the first episode of season 2. It was good. It was good. It's got me intrigued again straight away. It's got a vibe to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just got a vibe about it. You're just like, okay, I could happily watch it. And I was getting prepared to watch the next episode, and someone messaged me online saying I need help with Destiny. I was like, oh, all right, here we go. So I got dragged back away from that. So normal service will resume when I'm getting out of Destiny. I'll start watching stuff. I've started watching Planet Earth 2 as well. I don't know why.
I've only seen the first
The
couple of
nature
that.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that, Kevin?
Which
I
one
don't know
is it?
why. I just... Sorry?
Which one? I'm asking Anna which program it is, if I like it.
Oh no, you watch it. You wouldn't let me watch.
They went to
Okay.
the bottom of the Arctic Ocean and filmed a whale rotting away for 6 months.
Was that Planet Earth 2 or was that Blue Planet 2?
I think that's Blue Planet.
Which is the one that's on telly right now?
Blue Planet.
What are
Earth
you
2,
talking about?
I'm on about
The other
the one.
one.
in
Oh,
the
right. Well,
year.
nuts to you then. I thought you were talking about the current one.
No, I'm watching it on 4K Blu-ray because I got it for the see what it looked like on the Xbox. And
Why?
it looks...
Okay.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks amazing.
I want to see a tree frog in 4K.
Yeah, I watched some lizards that were being born, and you have to run across this like snake.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah.
That was like, oh my god, it's hot, it's terrifying. That. Oh,
It is, but it's
like, watch
funny.
it. And then this little lizard's flapping like hell, going for it.
Yeah.
And then it pans across, and there's loads of snakes just ambushing him, just like coming in from either side. Oh no, he's gonna
But he
get it.
gets caught, innit? Yeah.
He gets caught, and then he gets away. He wriggles his way out. He's like, I'm off. See you later, lads. And he just legs it again. He's like up on the rocks. He can't get me.
It was their parents just on the rocks going, so, you made it then?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You're all right. Well done.
Bit late, aren't you?
Yeah, it's really cool. I do like watching them programs when I get a chance to watch them. And I'll
Yeah,
watch
the
them in
sloth
4K.
looking for his mate and going for
That was good.
his weekly
That was so
turd
funny.
is, yeah. it's just
That
the
was
most
so funny. That he said
living the life I want.
that his mate's over there across the other island. What's he going to do? And then he just pans to him swimming like hell, going for it. Here he comes, just head bobbing across the water. Here he goes, he's coming.
In fact, he's going so slow they could have had a granny walk in the background. Like,
yeah, it is so good. It's like he's moving in slow motion. It's like he's moving at like 4 frames a second. It's good. It's good. Actually, I did enjoy it, so I'll continue watching them. That's about it. That's all I've watched.
Splendid. I think that's us up to date on watchings, which means it's time for Anna's favourite part of the week. Are you sticking around for comics this week, Anna?
Might as well.
Hey!
Yay.
What have we been reading then, boys and girls?
I'm up to speed on Superman, and it is interesting because they're on Apocalypse at the moment, and they keep going back and forth to the story of Lex Luthor being the future leader of Apocalypse, and all this, that, and the other, and then they've managed to just twist it and drop a bombshell on it all that it's not him, it's Superman after all. But then all wars breaking out, and it's very, very cool. There's been some excellent artwork with like Superboy riding a giant dog in battle armor and stuff like that, and it's all been very cool. So I'm liking that. I also realised I keep forgetting and remembering when I can't possibly do anything about it, but I just remembered the Doomsday Clock is it started this week, I think.
Next week.
Now people have said they've bought it. I kept seeing.
I think it's promotional stuff that's going out at the minute. I think it's out next week.
Why didn't we try and jump on that bandwagon? Why aren't I emailing comic companies to get free comics?
I don't know, Sheepdog. Why aren't you?
Oh, send me a list. That's my job for the weekend.
Marvel, DC, Image. There you go. There's your list.
Slow down.
Yeah.
What's the one that the thingy people do? The
Can't tell what you're
the
getting
thingy
at.
days one, the student one.
Giant Days.
Giant Days. That's a different company again.
Boombox. That is a
Boombox. There you go. Boombox. There you go. There's one for you.
Boom, isn't it?
Is it Boom?
Boom is the publisher. Boombox is the label that it's on within the publisher, I believe.
Sonic Boom. Did you ever establish whether they were going into year 3 on that, or did you two not catch up?
No.
Didn't bother.
No.
No, I'll read it when it appears in my house.
Sandman Overture, which is the origin story of the Sandman, and it is it's so pretty. Such a good comic. I'm glad they didn't start with this one, because it gives me this amazingly, really nice looking graphic novel to read as like this is what you really liked reading for those other 10 comics. Here it is, but it could equally, it could be a good place to start for someone who'd never read it before. But I don't know. I think you should just read stuff in the order they were released, shouldn't you? Really?
Yes.
Exists. I mean, I need to get on and read it. I've not really had time to sit and finish it, but about a quarter of the way through, and it is so good. Like they've got this thing in it where every Sandman isn't just one person. Well, it is one person, but it's a different species depending on who you are when you look at it. So if a cat's dreaming, the Sandman is a cat. They had a plant that was dreaming about fire, and the Sandman in that world was a plant. And it's such a clever book. I'm kind of still a little bit in the back of my mind frustrated that no listeners have gone, oh yeah, I've started reading this, it's great, and no one seems to be reading it, but it is such a good comic.
Well, you should buy a copy for everybody so that you can prove it. Put your money where your mouth is.
Add Neil Gaiman to the list and say, just send me 500 copies.
Yeah, exactly. Use your media influence.
Lean on Neil Gaiman.
I think all I've read since we last did a podcast is I'm most of the way through the second volume of Tokyo Ghost now, which is what I'd started reading last time.
Yes.
I'm really, 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 really enjoying Tokyo Ghost. It's very, very cool. But I've not finished it, so I've obviously just not had time to read, I guess.
Did someone send you a comment?
Yeah, I got a copy of something. Just a comic turned up. I forget what it was. I haven't read it yet, but it just appeared in my house. I don't know where it came from or who sent it. But if it was a listener, thank you. It was weird. But yeah, that's Kev's comic update of the week.
Excellent. You don't know what I've read? Because I've read one volume this week.
Go on then.
I've started reading Curse Words.
What's in the dictionary?
Words.
I don't know why. Yeah, just reading the dictionary.
I got a few for you.
Yeah. Wait till
Wang
after the show.
basket.
Yeah, wait till after the show. Yeah, this is. I don't know why it's called Curse
Jim
Words.
Davidson.
What?
Curse word.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know why it's called Curse Words, but it's about.
Go on.
It's about some like godly creatures, godly people are like, well, the main character is a wizard. He's called Wizard, and he turns up on Earth to destroy the world. He turns up. He's been sent by his master, this almighty god. It's like Thanos-looking creature. He's not Thanos, but he's of that stature, and he's there to destroy Earth for this guy. And he decides not to. He realizes that Earth's kind of cool, and he's not. He doesn't have to be some slave to this gigantic god. He just like, I'm just going to stay here instead. I like it here now. So he decides to stay here. Gets like a hipster haircut, and decides to live there and like become like a superhero there. But in the meantime, this big godly creature is like, how dare you defy me and what have you, and start sending other minions after him. So he sends this first one off, and he deals with him. Wizard deals with this minion that he sends after him. But in doing so, he like blows him up in front of like a huge, like over a baseball field, and everyone's horrified at what he's done. So he doesn't want people to think of him as some sort of monster god kind of creature. He wants to think of him as a sort of hero. So he does something to deal with that situation. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's kind of cool. But this book is really good. It is really, really cool book. There's all sorts of magic and fantasy stuff going on, and the big godly creature cuts his power off, cuts his magic off because he's giving him the magic to do what he does. And he then has to find a way to get his magic back on Earth before these other minions come after him, trying to kill him basically and destroy Earth. So he's trying to save Earth at the same time as not getting killed. And it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a really nifty book. I've finished the first one, and the second one straight on my wish list. It comes out in January, I think. So yeah, it's superb. And
Pab's announcing when his wish list comes out now. This is
not just for the next one. The next volume comes out in January.
I see.
But this is a cool book. This is another one that you might want to put on a wish list, Kev. This is.
Well, if only I was at a comic book convention tomorrow.
Well, yeah, maybe. We'll keep an eye out then. If you see it, remember I have said it is pretty damn good.
Okay.
It is. There you go. If you see it, tell them Pab sent you.
I will. I'll see how far that gets me.
Yeah. Or put an extra $5 on it.
Well, I'll take it and walk off, and if they challenge me, I'll say, Pab sent me.
Mate, Pab and I nearly found that out. That's the wrong phrase. We were going at the London Comic Con. I was picking up comics ready to buy them, and the person was so busy. I said to Pab, I reckon I could have walked off about 3 times here and they'd have not done a thing. So if you fancy doing it, have a crack, see what happens.
Sounds like
I did, I remember this name.
Right, I think that's your lot for this week, boys and girls. So I'll close things off by reminding you all that if you'd like to follow the podcast on Twitter, which basically is just a place where every now and again you get a picture of Pab. If you'd like the idea of occasionally getting a picture of Pab, you should follow us on Twitter at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
Well, do you have to remember what year you were born there, little fella? You had to think about that, didn't you?
I put my bank details in here, every bank details.
See, so now we know what Pab's pin is. You can also like our Facebook group at facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast. Or you can check out good old Kev's YouTube excitement at lelujo.fm, where you'll find links to all of my channels and videos and Anna doing uni work and stuff. Oh, it's all great.
Very good.
Hey?
It is great. I'm just promoting myself. That's what you have to do at the end of an hour-long podcast. People should buy my book as well. What an excellent Christmas present the Lazy Students Revision Guide is. Buy 3 copies today. No, but now's the time of year when people sell it. Buy it, even. This is when it starts actually being worth doing. Buy my book, everybody.
I've not read it, but I've definitely seen students who are properly raving about it. It actually confuses me how positive students have been about it, because, like, I can't wait to word it, because I'm not complimenting him. I'm surprised that he created it. But students are actually saying, like, this was amazing, and I'm thinking, how? I've seen this man teach. Like, how is this genuinely a book that is making people do well? But if you read the reviews, people are genuinely positive.
It's currently number 1 on the Kindle chart for testing. So.
It worked. Like, I'm sure our listeners know exactly where I'm coming from. They've known Kev for over 5 years now, at least, and this man has written a book that actually helps kids learn stuff.
Which is a bestseller 3 years in a row, which is mad. It's the most profitable thing I've ever done, writing this book.
Well, I was talking to someone the other day on my site, Sheepdog Writes, about wanting little writing gigs to do. And they were kind of like, oh, yeah, you should really just keep doing it for free. And I actually started writing. I'll have you know, I wrote a major report for a very that they spent something like $6,000 on. I didn't see any of that damn money, but they spent $6,000 on that book, and it was all out of my brain. And I was kind of like, I think it's time that I stop writing stuff for free. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, when you think about some of the stuff we've done, because we're not really known for our smarts.
Speak for yourself. I'm a smart man. I'm a very intelligent man.
My friend said to me the other day, you're in this Creators Cup thing. Aren't you known for losing Football Manager games?
Yes, and I lived up to my reputation this week.
You're out then already.
Yeah, I've been knocked out of it for days.
I hadn't realised it had properly kicked off. That's a shame.
Yeah, thanks for following the channel, everybody. Yeah. Subscribe, lelujo.fm. Subscribe to the channel, then you'd know these things. Yeah. See you next week, boys and girls.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.